Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a quick little update and I will show you my February setup for my reading journal. First up, this is up to date. I filled it in last night. I've read, I think, 9 books. Most of them were rereads though. I have read one of these actually. So I am going to just in the sliver put the star rating. So 5 stars for House of Flame and Shadows. This is up to date. I have done a book more than 500 pages, a reread, and a book published in 2024 so far. I do need to print 2 books out for this because I'm not doing 5 stars if I gave it a reread, but my printer is out of ink, so all of those steps I have to skip for now. 2024 book bracket, we're going with January, we're going House of Flame and Shadow, obviously. And then I did buy House of Flame and Shadow. I still want to get the Fury, but I haven't. We've got 3 books coming out this month. This is up to date as well. I did add the Raven Boys. I do need to white out where I accidentally went too far. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. Okay, yearly stats. Okay, so I read 6,280 pages this month. I read 9 books, no ebooks, 9 were physical, no audiobooks. I'm in the middle of one right now, actually. No library books. 9 of them were series, none were standalones, none were arcs. Let me recheck my 5 stars real quick. Okay, I gave 5 books 5 stars. Then here's my spreads. I can't add I have them made already, but I can't print them out because I need ink. But I have a genre, and then I'm also doing a reads versus rereads. I reread all of these and then didn't read anything other than Sarah J. Maas except for Ruthless Vows. Here's all the ones I read. I ended up filling out my Throne of Glass tracker I added. And then here are my spreads from January. So some of them, like these rereads, I gave multiple on like one little section and put the pages together. And then I'm covering this up so you don't see any of my thoughts about House of Flame and Shadow. I'm going to fill this page out just a little bit. I covered up my thoughts about House of Flame and Shadow so that no one could see it. So I just started out by putting my favorites recap because that's kind of what this page is going to be. So I use this pen for the entire spread essentially. Picture, and then a picture. So these are going to be the spots that I'll put my pictures in. I'm going to do everything else around it, and then I will add the pictures later. Okay, so I made a little quote box. I always just put quotation marks in the corners and put a square around it when I make these. Inside of it, I put, "I would love to see your words catch fire with mine," which is a quote from Ruthless Vows, which was one of my 5-star reads this month. I am absolutely obsessed with that duology. So I added that quote here, and then I put HoFast Midnight Release Party because I have some pictures from the release party that I want to add in here, which is what those squares are for. And so I just put that so that I could have a relation to what the pictures are about. Then I added a quote from Hosab, our love spans across worlds and stars, I think is the quote. Stars and worlds. So I added that because we love Hunt and Bryce. Then I decided that I was going to paste this picture in and I would put the printed picture from the Midnight Release Party on top of it. So I took this, it's from my Amazon stack of papers that I bought, and then I put a butterfly next to it as well. And I always have the hardest time cutting the edges of these things. And there's a sneak peek at my February spreads. And then I basically just traced the butterfly for a little bit more of an effect. And then I went in and added Bryce X Hunt under that quote so I could, relate the two. And then I'm going to go in and also write day and night because they are my favorite couple in Crescent City. Bryce and Hunt are like good and or whatever, but Day and Night, those are my favorites. So I had to add a little nod to both of them as well because I just love them. And I reread all of Crescent City, plus I read House of Flame and Shadow this month. So I thought it was more of a Crescent City month. I did also reread Throne of Glass, but I didn't add any of that. I also went back and added Iris X Roman as well under that quote to kind of match the Bryce and Hunt one. And then I took my stamp and I just stamped some of these flowers in random spots on the page. I love this stamp set. I think, got it from Amazon. So I thought it needed a little bit of decoration, some cutesies. Then I taped in part of this like Post-it note right above that, and I added another quote. So this time I added "My friends are with me and I'm not afraid" by Lahaba. I don't want to talk about it or I will cry again. But I just felt like I needed to add her into this spread as well. And then I went in and wrote one more, and it's also from Ruthless Vows. So it says, "I betrayed you because I love her." It's something Roman says. Again, I think their love story is so cute, so I had to add, because I had way too much Crescent City going on the page. So I said, let me add another Ruthless Vows quote, and then I just put a little box around it, and I wrote that it was from Ruthless Vows, and then I did the same thing with Crescent City, just so they would match, and to fill in some of the blank space. I needed it to look pretty. I needed to fill in some blank space, and then I decided, okay, maybe a little bit of color would be good, so I did some of the green color around the butterfly. I added little dashes next to Day and Night, and then I said, you know what, I'll just fill in the quote box. Why not? So I filled the quote box in so that it would also match, and I think the color helps a lot because it was looking very black and white. I know once I add pictures it won't look as bad, but this is kind of where it's headed before I add pictures. So I'll add some more stuff once I glue the pictures in as well. And then here is February. For some reason, I always have high expectations for February, and I have good ideas, and then I can't execute them well. So again, YouTube tracker, Instagram, TikTok, and ideas, the same as last month. This month, we're doing this like red-ish color. And then for my theme, it is invisible string. So I did these two hands that are being tied by an invisible string or a red string, like Red String Theory. And I put the quote, all along there was some invisible string tying you to me. I didn't want to do a like basic February like Valentine's Day spread. So this is what I went with. And then we have my TBR, which is Lady Midnight, Wolf and the Woodsman, Well of Ascension, Twisted Hate, 9 Lives. I actually need to add Hurricane Wars. I think that's the book I'm going to read next. And then, again, genre and favorite. Maybe I'll do rereads. And then a little calendar to mark off all the days that I've read. And then a spot to put down what I read this month as like a recap kind of thing. So that is what I currently have. Hello from me editing this video. I realized that I forgot to do a little outro. So that is my spreads for February and my update for January. So I will see you next month with, well, I'll see you again before then, but next month for another bullet journal video. Bye.